Over the years, many people have said that Scopper, Gaban, and Sanji were going to have parallels. One that I think a lot of people probably are going to miss is that there is one parallel that has a few layers to it, but when you think about it, it makes a little sense. Okay, so from the Odin flashback, especially, we see that Scopper Gaban uses axes. This is shown off too in chapter 1139, right? With that being said, Sanji kicks, right? Sanji has two legs. He uses those legs in combat. So both of them, you could say, have two weapons. However, that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is that kicking is related to axes, thanks to Luffy, because you see a very important attack of Luffy's Gum Gum axe, and we see its importance in the Kuma flashback when Kuma is watching Luffy train in the woods. But his Gum Gum axe is what? A giant kick. He stretches his leg up into the sky and then brings it down on his opponent. So, thanks to Luffy, there is a sort of relationship between axes and kicking, which then bleeds back into the parallels between Scopper Gaban and then Smoke Sanji. Another thing, which is a small thing, but it's very interesting, both of them often have their eyes obscured because Scopper Gaban wears black glasses and Sanji always has a piece of his hair over one eye or the other. Now, we're still waiting to see what Scopper Gaban's other abilities are, but given that the writing is suggesting that Roger, Rayleigh, and Gaban are pretty much parallel to one another, it stands to reason that Scopper Gaban, or Scopper Gaban, depending on how it's translated, has the ability to use Conqueror's Haki. We don't know what his level of Conqueror's is, but it's likely that he can use it. So, with Luffy being able to use it pretty expertly at this point, I still think there's a lot of ways to go with it. And with Zoro being kind of an idiot savant at using it, it's kind of an off and on thing with him, it appears. It stands to reason that at some point, very soon, Sanji too will be able to use Conqueror's Haki. Now, another interesting thing, and I wonder where this is going to go. You know that Sanji's Lady Radar is an actual ability because he could be using perhaps the power of love. Maybe that's another power system, which oddly, based on the knowledge we know about Garp and how he was able to go past Luffy's Devil Fruit defenses and hurt him as a child, this seems to be true and was brought up, I believe, in an SBS. I'll put that on screen. But continuing, and Scopper Gaban is introduced to us as the Minister of Love. So, does Scopper Gaban have a Lady Radar as well? Or does his feelings towards women affect his abilities in any way? That's something to think about. But I think in this way, if you were joking on Sanji, that's probably going to stop very soon. Especially if Scopper Gaban beats the brakes off of Gear 5th Luffy. That is going to be a sight. And it's going to be interesting if Scopper Gaban beats the brakes off of current Zoro, because that too will be a sight, and I'm sure it will make many a person upset. But we'll have to wait and see what things are in 1140 or onward. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede. What's it?